Today's storyline is so important. We are going to cover something relating to all of us, our beautiful earth. Bhumi Devi's cry and the Varāha Avatār Vārāhī Devis, what they teach us about saving the earth. That exactly was the trigger point for Varāha Avatār or Vishnu taking the avatar or the incarnation of a wild boar, a wild boar form of Vishnu holding on to the Mother Earth. There was a huge landmass underneath the present day India, where Indian Ocean is, has the way to protect herself, and whenever she takes the feminine, it is believed that she takes the avatar of Varāhī. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Jai Shri Ram, Om Shri Matre Namaha. Welcome back to the Glaze Studios oil painting vlog number 64 of Sri Vishnu Sahasranamavali. This is the painting that follows the principle of calligram or micrography, using which the 1000 names of Sri Vishnu are getting painted. While the painting is going on, I am also trying to understand the deeper meanings lying underneath these names with the help of scriptures from Sanatana Dharma. Whatever I am learning, I am also sharing with you via these weekly vlogs. Each vlog typically covers 10 names and the meanings, and then we take a tangential perspective into Sanatana Dharma scriptures. Though we cover 10 in each of the vlogs, you will see me constantly cross-referencing the vlogs simply because of the reason of the interconnection, and a deeper understanding will also mean a deeper appreciation from the perspective of your personal or professional goal as well. So it could be beneficial if you are taking a look at the previous vlogs before you come back to this one. So in this vlog, we have already covered names up to 620 in the previous vlog. So in this vlog, the plan is to cover 621 through 630. And then today's storyline is so important. We are going to cover something relating to all of us, our beautiful earth. Yes, it's Bhumi Devi's cry and the Varāha Avatār Vārāhī Devis, what they teach us about saving the earth is what we are going to talk about today. So without much ado, let's get on to the names and the meanings first. 621st name is Om Videyatmane Namaha. It refers to one who makes everything obedient to the soul, aligning to the soul. And there is also another interpretation, one whose form or nature cannot be determined. It's beyond, the form is beyond the form, any forms that we can imagine. We have touched upon that in many of the vlogs before, so we'll move on to the 622nd name, which is Sat Kirtaye Namaha. Kirti refers to fame. Let's look at what this is. One whose fame is of the nature of truth, or one who causes good fame or name. Nature of fame is coming from truth. That aspect is highlighted here. And also the good name and fame is the cause of your actions, the karma. And I think we have touched upon it also in many of the vlogs before. So we'll move on to 623rd name, Om Chinna Samshayaya Namaha. So this refers to one who has no doubts, as everything is clear to him, or one who clears others' doubts. So you can also think of it from the point of view of clarity. Doubts can be also assuming many forms in life, confusions, conflicts, So what is expected of us to be done by our family, friends, at work, and what you want to do. So there could be a lot of, conflicts, and the balance that you're trying to find, you need some kind of clarity, and he is the path to clarity maybe here. So let's move on to the next name, that is 624th name, Om Udiranaya Namaha, refers to he who is superior to all beings. Shining upward is also another interpretation. 625th name is Om Sarvatascha Shushe Namaha. Refers to one who has eyes everywhere, one who, being the nature of pure consciousness, can see everything in all directions and dimensions. Yeah. The 626th name is Om Anishaya Namaha. So this is one who cannot have anyone to lord over him, or one who has no lord above himself. This has to be, don't take it necessarily in the negative context of being egoistic. So it's the supreme being also. If you connect it to the formless form, it's everywhere. So it is in a way union with being the superiority, not because of power, being the superiority of being being available at any time and every time, around us, surrounding us, everywhere, isn't it? So it is a bigger connotation here. That's what I feel. Moving on to the 627th name, Om Shashvatasthiraya Namaha. Shashvatasthiraya Namaha refers to the one eternal, stable, and one who is thought of eternal because he is the unchanging. I think when you connect these together, the formless form and the name that we just saw, Anishaya, and this, it all makes sense that he is unchanging, because when the cosmos also dissolves and everything gets subtle, and then the reformation happens with a new creation, the space is there. The space is there, and that is the one that is engaging in this dissolution or recreation as such, isn't it? So that is the eternal unchanging being for something new to grow or things to come to an end as well. 628th name is Om Bhushayaya Namaha. Bhuhu refers to the earth. One who is lying on the earth, or one is content of the material plane, can be one of the interpretation. Here is also another interpretation coming from another reference here. One who, while seeking the means to cross over Lanka, had to sleep on the ground of the sea beach, is also, this is pointing to the Ramayana and the episode of Rama, or also Hanumanji being able to identify where Sita Devi is going through. So there is a particular connotation also, but in overall, Bhu refers to the earth. Let's move on to the 629th name. Again, it's pointing to the Bhu. Om Bhushanaya Namaha. So this is now talked about as an ornament. So one who's adorned the earth by manifesting as various incarnations. So you can just think of him, or the formless form wearing the earth as a attire or an ornament on himself. So earth does not just mean the ground, it also means the waterways, the greeneries, you and me, everything, all the incarnations and all the creations of himself. Such a beautiful imagination coming out of this name. 630th name is Om Bhutaye Namaha, refers to splendor, or one who is the abode or essence of everything, or as the source of all glorious manifestation. So we are going to look at Bhumi Devi's cry. What Varāha Avatār and Varāhī Devī teaches about saving earth. For that, we need to go back into the story of Varāha Avatār. We had checked it out in vlog number 20 on what exactly happened with this avatar. But let's do a small recap. So there was this demon king, Hiranyakshan. He creates an imbalance. He started troubling people on the earth, and he also was disturbing the flora and fauna heavily. Yeah, and that exactly was a trigger point for Varāha Avatār, or Vishnu taking the avatar or the incarnation of a wild boar. Yes, what exactly did he do? Let's quickly go into that story and then go into a lot of practicalities around the story. Yeah, so the story goes like that. He is disturbing consistently, heavily, not just the people but also the nature, and is disturbing to the extent that it is believed that he must have submerged the whole earth into the ocean. How can this practically happen is the question that we have. But the story goes like that, and he does this, and to save the earth, Varāha Avatār appears. The wild boar form of Sri Vishnu appears. Where does he appear from? He comes from the nose of Brahmaji, and then he comes like a small little tiny boar, and then he grows really big and huge and huge and huge, goes so big, and he is in a position to kill the demon and save the earth. So the imagery that we have seen in all these storylines so far is the image of the wild boar form of Vishnu holding on to the Mother Earth, the globe, in his tusk like this. I think this is what we have seen. This is the story we already know from Block 20. Now let's bifurcate this. Look at it from a practicality point of view. How can one take the whole earth and submerge into ocean? Ocean is also a part of the earth. So is it the cosmic ocean? Yeah, maybe. But let's look at something very practical that you and I can assess and understand. Yes? Starting with the word Bhumi. Yeah, Bhumi refers to the earth. And few things that we usually say in regular pronouns is that, for example, if we are building a new building, building a new home, we make a Bhumi Puja to start the process of building a new building. Yeah, and at the same time, when floods or something come and cover up a portion of earth, we call that the Bhumi submerged. The earth is submerged in waters. Does it mean the earth, the total earth fully is submerged in waters? No, it's a considerable portion. Maybe the city is drowned in waters because of floods or something like that, isn't it? So the reference to the earth does not necessarily mean the whole globe being taken by Hiranyakshan and thrown into something else, some water space or something. So if we can imagine, he must have done a huge damage to a larger portion of the earth and must have pushed it into ocean. Does this really happen? Can you slice up the earth and push it into water? Let's look at some practicalities again. I'm going to take two histories from the learnings from our tectonic plate shifts. One is Kumari Kandam submergence. Kumari Kandam submergence is much talked about in Tamil traditions and Tamil Sangam literature. So we know that geologically there was a supercontinent before the subcontinent that we know of as India came into being. Geographically, there was a supercontinent by name Gondwana land, if I understand it correctly. And this breaks apart around 180 to 130 million years ago. That is our Jurassic period or something like that. So that is the Indian plate getting split from Madagascar. So if we have to understand the map, we will put up the old map picture also on the screen. There was a huge landmass underneath the present day India where Indian Ocean is. So it used to be a landmass to the extent that it is almost connecting you to Africa. So that landmass was called Kumari Kandam. And if we think of that, a tectonic plate shift, that it is starting to break from Madagascar, and the breaking doesn't happen like in one day, like you break up something tiny. It's a huge landmass breaking away. It happened, the breaking apart happened 180 to 130 millions ago. We are talking in reverse. And then 88 millions years ago, the drifting of this landmass northward started happening. So this is one tectonic plate shift. 50 to 55 million years ago, another tectonic plate shift happened. This is called collision of the Indian plate with the Eurasian plate. So this is exactly the reason why Himalayas, or the range of Himalayan mountains, came into being. And it is actually believed that the collision is still happening. The word, the tense should be present tense, present continuous, because it is believed that Himalayas is continuing to rise by 5 millimeter every year. So it has been colliding. The Indian plate has been colliding with the Eurasian plate for a while now, and it has been moving at a speed of 15 to 20 centimeters per year after breaking from Gondwana. So this is another thing. If we just connect the dots between these, so it can be possible that a particular landmass submerged. It broke from Madagascar, and then submerged, and then the movement of the rest of the landmass also created another new land formation or hill formations, huge mountain range formation called Himalayas. So this is the practical information that you can find on relating to history according to the tectonical plate shift. Now let's connect these shifts to the story that we just listened to, Varāha Avatār story. Yes, so the large share of land was disturbed by Hiranyaksha, and when Bhumi submerged, it is believed that Varāha Avatār incarnated himself coming out of the nose of Brahmaji. Why did it happen? There is some scientific truth through it. Let's look at that. So there are 5 elements of nature that we can always connect to, and our sensory devices also are aligned to. So Akasha, space, you can the quality is the sound or the ability for us to hear, and you use the sensory device, that is our ears. Vayu, air, is something that you can feel. When air is blowing, you can feel, and that skin is giving the sensory devices, the skin that's helping you understand the wind is blowing and so on. Agni, fire, you can see with the eyes. Apaha, water, can be tasted. The tongue is the sensory device. And Prithvi, earth, to understand earth, you sense the smell of the earth. When there is a downpour of rain or something, you smell the earth. So the smelling, the sensory organ is nose. Hence, he comes out of the sensory organ to save the earth. That is note of Brahmaji, to save the earth. There is the deeper connection of why he chooses to come out or reincarnate himself in this form instead of being born to biological parents, like the way he was born in Krishna Avatar. So that is the thing, that happened. So the imbalance is there, and to create a balance, he comes in and saves. Just the way nature was rescued by Varāha Avatār. Bhumi, was rescued from Hiranyakshan by Varāha Avatār. Nature will find a way to restore herself from exploitation in one way or the other, because there is also another feature of Varāha Avatār that we need to understand. Varāha Avatār, of course, we know as the Vishnu's incarnation, but there is also a feminine incarnation of Bhumi Devi as Varāhī Devī. Yes, so Bhumi Devi was drowning into the water in pain, and it is believed that she also has the way to protect herself, and whenever she takes the feminine route in Devi tradition, it is believed that she takes the avatar of Varāhī Devī, again the wild boar, feminine format of the wild boar. She is also known as the fierce commander of Lalita Devi's army. She symbolizes courage and protection of the earth. She destroys the negative forces that exploit the planet. She can do it herself. She's not gentle. If you look at the both the masculine and the feminine imageries, they have some kind of urgency in them, and they know how to protect themselves in some way or the other. That is the representation you can see. She is the power of divine action, and she reminds us that love on the earth is not passive. So it means fighting ignorance if needed, in the way that it has to be, to submerge the imbalance, to pull things back in order. She will take that form. So what is happening in today's world? Let's look at this. Connect everything to today's situations. Varāha Avatār story is not just a mythology at all. Everything is a metaphor, and we can connect it. Hiranyakshan, who's Hiranyakshan? It's there in us. He is very much present in all of us. Our greed, our overconsumption, isn't it? So these aren't they the reason for the Earth Overshoot Day? So do we have anything left of nature to give our children and our grandchildren? So this is exactly where Hiranyakshan is coming from. Bhumi being submerged is also, something that you listen to nowadays. You watch that on television very frequently, stories or news updates of floods, climate crisis and deforestation. So many things, so many damage happening. So now what's left of nature to do? Varāhi lifting the Bhumi, Varāha Avatār lifting the Bhumi, Varāhi saving herself, being the tyrant and protecting herself, is nature's self-correction. Earth Overshoot Day actually reminds that every time we consume more than Earth can regenerate, we play the role of Hiranyakshan. If we don't awaken our inner Varāha and protect the Bhumi, nature will know how to take care of herself. She will take the matters in her own hands. With that, I come to an end of this session. Until we meet in the next session, stay blessed, stay happy, stay healthy and stay motivated. Thank you. Bye-bye.